Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Monday, November 14th. I'm Scott Squires, in for Kate Walker. Striking workers at Dalhousie University have voted in favor of a tentative agreement reached at the bargaining table recently. After 2 years of failed negotiations, members of CUPE Local 3912 walked off the job and had been on the picket line since October 19th, causing some classes and programs to be canceled. The vote ended strike action and normal schedules resumed today. The collective agreement runs retroactively from September 1st, 2020 until August 31st, 2024. As we reported here last Thursday, hospital emergency rooms in HRM are running at or over capacity. Temporary mobile primary care clinics were set up in Halifax this past weekend to address the increasing number of people with mild or moderate health concerns. Doctors and nurse practitioners provided care for anyone utilizing the mobile clinic, and as of news time today, there's no word if these temporary mobile clinics will be offered in the future. Canadian skating icons Kurt Browning and Elvis Stojko are part of the Stars on Ice holiday tour coming to Nova Scotia. Chelsea Gould has more on this holiday spectacular.
The Stars on Ice holiday tour is coming to Truro for the show's first ever visit to the Nova Scotian town.
We bring a blend of what you see on TV when you're watching competition, but with the freedom of the show environment.
Skaters have been hitting the ice and choreographing their take on the holiday theme.
You get excited. It's like the show starts long before, 7:30 on the right day for us. It starts weeks and weeks or even months in advance. I'm getting in the mood and back in shape.
Browning said he's busy working on an entertaining Bing Crosby program.
It's hard to contain my imagination or my inkling to try to get a giggle out of people. I have a record player, and the record player doesn't agree with me. It's just doing what it wants, so I'm trying to respond to it.
I'm excited to see all the jumps and spins.
The RAC has given members of the Truro Figure Skating Club an incredible opportunity to attend.
I think it'll be cool because we'll get to see how really good jumps are done by professionals.
There's some really cool pair skating. I'd love to do pair skating. And they just do really cool things and I'd like to learn and do that someday.
The kids recently got all dressed up for a collaborative promotional video with the REC.
At this point in our club, we're a very young club right now. Our skaters are all very tiny and very low level. So for them to be able to go in their community and watch skating at that level is just extremely exciting for them.
Stars on Ice will also be in Sydney, Nova Scotia and St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador before heading west.
So you're going to get to see some really technical skating, but in the freedom of it being a holiday skating show, then you're going to see the creativity. And that's when figure skating really shines. When the rules are dropped, when the judges are, they're allowed to come, but they're just not allowed to judge. So that's when the creativity, the musicality, the arts, the artistry of figure skating really blossoms.
I'm Chelsea Gould in Truro, Nova Scotia for the SaltWire Network.
Kurt, Elvis, and the rest of the Stars take to the ice in Truro on Sunday, December 4th. The LaHave Bakery is more than meets the eye. The historic building was once the LaHave Outfitting Company, and it dates back to the early part of the last century. SaltWire's John DeMont has more about this bakery business.
I didn't really have a big vision, other than fixing up this building and not losing it. I was terrified of losing it.
When I go up to the bakery and, upstairs, you've clearly made a choice about keeping things as they were. Why is that? Is that just...
It's beautiful and you could never have it again.
Yeah.
That kind of workmanship.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I look around and I think, what happened to beauty?
Right.
When did that idea go? The details of woodwork. You just don't see it anymore unless you're extremely rich and you can have somebody do it. But everybody had access to beauty. Everybody did.
Yeah.
And maybe that has something to do with, making this building accessible to everybody.
Polly Want a Cracker has been taken to a new level in Dartmouth.
I'm being Thank you.
Kiwi is a 2-year-old Indian ringneck parakeet and is now internet famous. Owner Tamara Mercer has a YouTube channel called Tamara's Blue Chicken with 300,000 followers, and on TikTok, 2.6 million followers and almost 46 million likes. And if you're wondering about potential gifts for the holidays, Kiwi now has merch. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with Katie Mahoney, co-founder of the charitable organization We Are Young.
Now, this idea of connecting over the holidays, I know others who are doing campaigns like collecting blankets to give to seniors. Tell me a little bit about what it is that We Are Young is doing through this campaign.
When we were hit with the pandemic, we couldn't grant our bigger wishes, and we had to pivot, and we had to find other ways to essentially give the same level of support to our seniors like we were doing for our wishes. So we delivered care packages, and we realized in that moment that small acts of kindness, going back to the original kind of creation of the concept of way, was a pay it forward. A small act of kindness goes a long way. And so post-pandemic, we very much adopted that narrative and wanted to implement it a few times throughout the year through our Little Wish campaigns, one being our holiday happiness cards that you have, right here. And it launched today, but essentially we are trying to support our seniors this holiday, where the feeling of connectedness is we're supposed to be connected through the holidays, but many actually feel very isolated and lonely. And so this campaign is to essentially bridge that connection with seniors.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of SaltWire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire. For the second season in a row, the St. Francis Xavier X-Men are the Atlantic University Sport Football Champions. This 94-yard punt return by Ben Harrington got St. FX off and running, and they would hold on for a 21-14 victory over the Mount Allison Mounties. Star running back Malcolm Bussey ran for 116 yards and a touchdown, and he was all smiles after the game.
So proud of the guys, and it was a hard-fought win. And got to give kudos to Mount A. They're a great team, a hard-nosed team. But definitely feels great.
The X-Men will now host the Saskatchewan Huskies in the UTEC Bowl this Saturday at 1 p.m. On to weather now. To see what's coming up in the forecast, we're going to check in with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Thank you, Scott. Well, after some wet and windy weather for part of the weekend, it was relatively dry today here in HRM, but it certainly was windy. Found a bit of shelter from the wind here at Oakfield Park. I can tell you, though, that more wet weather and wind is in the forecast around the middle of this week. This evening, it will be mainly cloudy, the temperature near 4 degrees, and we drop to the freezing mark overnight as we wake up on Tuesday morning. Starting the day partly sunny, and then a mix of sun and cloud as we go into the afternoon Tuesday, but only a high of 3 degrees, so it is going to be chilly tomorrow. Winds do become lighter, though, as we go through the overnight and throughout much of our Tuesday. But then I am watching a midweek system. Much of Wednesday is looking fair, but a low-pressure system that will move up the eastern seaboard will bring periods of rain into the region Wednesday night. This could actually start as some wet snow over higher terrain outside of Halifax, especially through the valley, but this is mostly a rain event for Nova Scotia. The snow will fall over central and northern New Brunswick. It is fast moving, so the rain does taper off to a chance of showers as we go into early Thursday. Scott.
Thanks, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to SaltWire.com, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at SaltWire Today. I'm Scott Squires. Thank you for spending some time with us on SaltWire today. We'll see you back here tomorrow.